Hello, Selah. Turn to page 16. These are the story words: glance, empty, leak, split, float, collect, cradle, burst, flat, patch. Here's the story. Cy Slider's Great Adventure. Hurry up, Jordan. You're already late for school. And I'm late for work, Mom yelled from downstairs in the kitchen. Jordan rolled over in bed and glanced out the window. The sky was gray and fat drops of rain fell in puddles on the sidewalk. Jordan didn't like getting out of bed on days like this. He had just tucked his head back under the covers when he suddenly remembered he had something fun to do today. The kids in Mr. Chen's kindergarten class had been for collecting the seed pods of milkweed plants. They were going to use them in art projects today. Jordan had a very cool idea about what he would like to make with his seed pod. I decided what I'm going to do for my project, Jordan said to Mom and Tiana on the way to school. I'm going to make a speedboat out of my seed pod. It'll be really cool and fast. Jordan reached into his pocket and took out a tiny action figure. The little plastic man wore a bright red wetsuit and a yellow life jacket. I'll put Cy Slider in the seed pod and make him race around the sink. I hope the seed pod will float, smiled Mom. A big guy like Cy Slider needs a good, strong boat. When Jordan arrived at school, he saw that the other kids were already hard at work. Maggie made a small bird's nest out of several seed pods stuck together. Raffy made a mouse out of a seed pod and some fluffy cotton. Caroline and Amir made a cradle for a tiny doll. I can't wait until everyone sees Cy in his speedboat, Jordan thought. But when Jordan looked into the basket of milkweed pods, he saw that it was empty. I'm sorry, Jordan. Some of the seed pods were destroyed, said Mr. Chen. He pointed to a pipe near the ceiling. It had burst. Now water was leaking into a bucket. Water got into the basket last night, and I had to throw out most of the seed pods, said Mr. Chen. Jordan looked sad. Why don't you see if Miss Sherry will help you collect some more seed pods, said Mr. Chen. I can tell you really want to do the project. Jordan smiled and ran over to get Miss Sherry. Miss Sherry was the teacher's aide for Jordan's class. She was helping Maggie with her bird's nest. Miss Sherry, said Jordan, will you help me collect some more seed pods for my project? I have a really cool idea for how to use them. He whispered his idea into Miss Sherry's ear. Oh, that sounds like a great idea, said Miss Sherry. Let's go outside and find some more seed pods. In the schoolyard, Miss Sherry and Jordan walked toward a patch of milkweed plants growing by the fence. Many of the pods were ripe and had already burst open. Jordan picked a closed one and split it open with his thumbs. A milky white liquid oozed out. He could see that flat brown seeds lined up in the pod. I think the dried seed pods will float better than the fresh green ones, he thought to himself as he picked one of the older pods from the plant. It was filled with a soft, white, fluffy material. Did you know that milkweed seeds get picked up by the wind and float away? Then new plants grow where the seeds land, said Miss Sherry. Jordan listened, but he couldn't wait any longer to see if the empty seed pod would float with Cy Slider inside. He took Cy out of his pocket, put him in the seed pod boat. Then he put the boat in a tiny stream of water the rain had made near the fence. Jordan watched with delight as the little boat floated down the stream. His plan had worked. Now look at pictures 1, 2, and 3. When you look at something quickly and then look away, you glance at it. Look at picture number 1. What is Jordan doing? Draw a circle around Jordan. Next question. If a bowl is empty, what's in it? Look at picture number 2. Draw an arrow pointing to something that is empty. Next question. If there's a hole or a crack in something, whatever is in it can leak out. Look at picture number 2. What is leaking? Draw a circle around the leak in the pipe. Next question. When you split something, you cut it into pieces. Look at picture number 3. Draw a circle around a milkweed seed pod that has been split open. Next question. When something floats, it stays on top of the water. Look at picture number 3. Can you see something floating? Circle it. You can pause until you're done. Turn to page 18 and paste these pictures in order they happen. You can pause until you're done. Then turn to page 19. Please find and color pictures related to these words: collect, cradle, burst, flat, and patch. Turn to page 20. I'll say one of the words you are learning. Look at the pictures on page 20. Circle the picture that matches the word I say. Question number 1. Float. Question number 2. Leak. Question number 3. Split. Question number 4. Cradle. Turn to page 21. Help Caroline and David's pet bunny find the lettuce patch by drawing a line that connects the carrots. The bunny can only hop on the squares with carrots on them, not on the empty squares. Turn to page 22. Question number 1. Use a red crayon to circle the picture that shows something that has been split. Question number 2. Use an orange crayon to circle the person who looks really peaceful. Question number 3. Use a yellow crayon to circle the person who is collecting something. Question number 4. Use a green crayon to circle the thing that has been destroyed. Number 5. Use a blue crayon to circle something that is leaking. Number 6. Use a purple crayon to circle the person who does not look healthy. Turn to page 23. Draw a picture of something you collect or would like to collect. Encourage children to dictate a sentence to you. Oops. Yeah. Just draw a picture of something you collect or would like to collect. Okay, Selah. The end.